Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be reviewing season 1 of Luke Cage.
I'm just getting started.
Luke Cage is right now on Netflix, so if you haven't already watched it, go ahead and watch it, guys. I am going to say some spoilers in this review, so just a heads up on that. He is also known as Power Man from the comic books. He first appeared in comics in Luke Cage Hero for Hire Edition 1 in 1972. Now Netflix has decided to adapt this comic book and turn it into the big screen, or I guess her little screen, since most people watch their stuff on their phones nowadays. But guys, let me tell you now, this show is awesome. Again, if you guys haven't already seen the show, go do it, because I will maybe say some spoilers in this review, so just a heads up. So in this adaptation of Luke Cage, he is played by Mike Coulter, and he is such a badass in this show. Like, he is really good at portraying Luke Cage. Like, he actually makes you feel connected to the character because he plays such a great role. This show is not all about like superhero powers or like their strengths and stuff like that, but instead in this show it makes me feel connected to it because it builds a lot of Luke Cage's character itself. Like, you won't see him walking around with like a costume or, you know, like trying to hide his identity, which he doesn't, because, you know, in the comics, I don't know if you guys have read it, but he doesn't use a costume. He does wear a costume in the comics, but it's not revealing, it's not hiding his face. So in the show, you actually see him walking around with a hoodie, you know, just kind of like laid back or relaxed, you know, just like a chill person, you know, just walking around the street with a hoodie. He owns every scene that he's in. Like, I don't think I found any scenes in the show so far that, you know, I just caught myself being bored from it. You also do get a lot of good supporting characters in this story. You have Simeon Cook, who plays Misty Knight, a detective that's like on Luke Cage's trail, and she's trying to connect all these dead bodies that have been dropping left and right. So she's like working on this case, trying to see, you know, maybe Luke Cage is the man that she's looking for, because he's in a lot of the places at the wrong times. So she's basically on him the whole time, trying to see maybe, you know, maybe he's the person behind all these deaths. Also, you have Alfred Woodward in here, who plays Mariah, or Black Mariah, I guess. And she's like a political figure in this show, which I didn't expect at all, to be honest. And she plays an important role in this show, which I don't want to give away a lot, but she's a good character. Like, she's a good twist to the story, let's say. You also do get Cottonmouth, who is Mariah's cousin. He is known as one of the biggest gangsters in Harlem, but nobody knows in a way to bring him down, because there's no way to connect him to any of the deaths or the weapon or drug charges that people are trying to involve him with. And the cool thing about Cottonmouth is that he believes that all the things that he's doing, well, illegal things that he's doing, is for the good of Harlem. But it's not, because all the things he does is kind of messed up, and you're like, no, dude, that's not the way to do it, you know, that's not the way to improve Harlem right now. And this is where Luke Cage comes in, you know. He sees him doing all these bad things, and he slowly gets involved in a lot of his lifestyle, and, you know, of course, Cottonmouth is not gonna like that, so he pushes back on Luke Cage, and Luke Cage, you know, kind of tries to stay away sometimes, but obviously he can't, because he can't see people, you know, go through things or like issues. So he's always in the middle of like the turmoil in this show. You kind of have a right-hand man in this show. Not really, because he's the right-hand man for like another guy, which I'm not going to talk about in this episode, because like it would kind of give away too much from season 1. His name is Shades, because he's always wearing shades. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I mean, even at nighttime he wears shades. Like, bro, can you even see anything at night? He's played by Theo Rossi, and, you know, honestly, I like him. He's a really good actor in this show, at least. Like, the way he portrays himself in this show was pretty cool, and in a way I kind of hope nothing happens to him, because, you know, he's evil. He's pure evil in a way, but at the same time, you know, you kind of don't want anything to happen to him. But that's just my opinion. I don't know. And the thing that I like about him is like the way he talks. He's always like, you can't do that. He talks like if he's trying to like be Batman-ish or something like that. Like, he just talks in this deep voice all the time, which is kind of funny, because he's always giving orders, or like, you know, just trying to give advice to Cottonmouth. And I just kind of find it funny that Cottonmouth has to listen to a guy talking like that the whole time and take him serious. There's a big twist in this story in season 1 that is just crazy. It took me off guard. So, you know, a lot of things happen in the beginning, and then in the middle is just where everything just turns around on you, and you're like, okay, where the hell is the story going to go from here? Because by that point, you know, you were kind of trying to figure out where this story was leading to, but once this twist happens, it's just like, well, okay, I have no clue what's going to happen now, which is good. because sometimes that doesn't work a lot of times for shows. Because sometimes they'll throw in a random twist and then like the show just goes downhill from there. But not in this case. It actually builds a lot of new storylines for this show. And with like this entire twist, like you get the introduction of a new villain, which was pretty cool in a way. Except the costume that he wears, which I didn't think was necessary, but whatever. It's just, you know, the show had to have the costume in there eventually, right? Now the action scenes, they're awesome. They're intense and a whole lot of fun to watch whenever Luke Cage is in like the middle of everything. I mean, he's made out of like steel or something. I don't know. I don't really know his superpower or whatever, but like bullets can't penetrate him. They just bounce off. It's pretty cool. Like the crazy thing is that whenever things go down, Luke Cage just owns every scene. Like whenever there's an action scene, he just, you know, he just goes all Hulk mode almost kind of. And the weird thing is like whenever he's not in that mentality, he's like the nicest, most laid back person you'll ever meet, which is weird. It's like, how do you go from that to being like you know, like just beating people up? It's awesome. I like that so much. Like one of the funniest things is like whenever he says sweet Christmas. Like who says that? Like, and the funny thing, the show acknowledges how corny that is. There's like things whenever he says like always, and it's like what? And the character is just like you're so corny, man. He's like, I know. Another cool thing, Cottonmouth's Club. If you guys like jazz, soul, like hip hop, or a mixture of everything, they have some awesome music that takes place in that club. Like every time there was a club scene, there was always somebody singing or like even rehearsing, which was freaking cool. Like it just makes you like want to like listen in, and it goes very well with every scene that's going on. It makes it even more intense. One character that I really liked besides Luke Cage, of course, was Pops. Pops was like, you know, somebody that grew up always getting in trouble and getting in with the wrong people. So like, you know, he got older and, you know, he got out of the mentality. So he like made his own barbershop where he would like take in kids and stuff like that to like keep him off the streets, which was pretty cool, you know. And I like that because I feel like a lot of people in our towns have that, but not a lot of people know about it. So it's just kind of like a hidden gem that, you know, our cities have. He has like rules in his shop. It's like no horse playing or like no cursing. And then another funny thing is like if somebody curses, there's a swear jar. And like, you know, there's a lot of times where like Luke Cage says like, damn. And he's like, oh, sorry, Pops. And he just brings out $1 and just puts it in there. And I was like, what? I'm like, all right. And I forget that damn is a bad word sometimes. That's my bad. This show is awesome, guys. There are a lot of things that, you know, I enjoyed from this show. I don't think I have like a lot of negatives for it. I mean, there's maybe a couple. Like whenever new characters get introduced, the storylines of course change, but sometimes they change dramatically to the point where like it doesn't connect with the other storyline sometimes. So it kind of like confuses you and you're like, okay, wait, what? Like that's not what happened in the last episode. Or like, you know, maybe they'll refer back to an episode from like Daredevil or Jessica Jones. And of course there's a lot of dialogue in this series. So I caught myself at some points, you know, just kind of yawning because I was like, okay, come on, you know, get to the good parts, because sometimes the scenes just drag on a little bit too long for my liking. But you know, they do it to build on the story. But you know, I feel like sometimes you don't need that part in there, or you know, maybe they just try to make it to that 1 hour mark of the show. There is one thing that I'm gonna say though that I didn't like, was one episode where he had 2 wounds in his abdomen region, but in the next episode he only had 1. And I was so confused. I was like, wait, he had 2. Like, where did the other one go? Like, did it just magically disappear? Like, what? So that's just one thing that I remember from the show that I was like, okay, they totally messed up on that. And guys, as I already said, if you haven't watched this show, please do so. It's awesome. I think you'll like it a lot. I feel like this is a fresh new take on superheroes, and it worked for me a lot. I am going to give this show a 4.5 out of 5. It was great, guys. 2 thumbs up on this show. Like, I can't wait for season 2, guys. Like, that's how excited I am about the show. If you guys have already seen it, please leave your comments down below. Like this video and subscribe. Till next time, guys. Stay tuned.